Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside...
It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic. Yo, shit was good, man. It's been a minute, man. Yeah, but we got some fights coming up this weekend. We going to Maryland Live, October 15th. Live from Maryland Live. We got my boy Francois Scarborough, Jaqueline Hutchinson, Brandon Chambers. A whole lot of people on this card, man. If y'all in the area, Maryland Live, make sure y'all come through, pull up. Yeah, show some love, man. We're going to be in the building. But yo, we got some news to talk about today. Steven Espinoza came out, said that the Spence and Crawford fight's still on. A lot of big wigs and, people talking about, the fight going down next year, the fight's not going down, man. We don't know what's going on. He says it's plagued by misinformation. What's your thoughts on that, man? What you think? You think the fight gonna happen? You think it ain't gonna happen? You think who you think at fault? Like, what's going on? What you think about it?
Yeah, man. Sean, well, shout out to Mr. Espinoza. If I'm saying his name correct, I don't say no names right. Well, my take on it is this. I think if they was to give us a concrete date, signed, sealed deal, there won't be no speculations and no rumors put out there because ain't nobody giving us nothing that's concrete. We were scheduled for a fight in November and it never happened in November. I know the fight's going to happen. I do believe the fight's going to happen, but I'm at the point now, Sean, my frustrations is just as thorough as yours are, man, because I remember you being frustrated back in April before the deal was even close to being made.
Like, man, I can't take this no more. It's been 5 years, man. I'm not, you know what I mean? I ain't got that kind of patience, man. I'm pretty patient, man, but I ain't. That's a rough ass, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. But I feel as though if they were to give us a concrete date, there will be no more rumors spread. The date be sealed. The fight will happen. We hear one thing coming back from different various sources, Floyd, Espinoza, and everybody else. Espinoza. How you say his name, Sean?
Espinoza.
Y'all know me. I'm consistent with getting names wrong. So
you don't miss, bro. You don't miss. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, man, literally, Sean, since I was an amateur boxer, man, dudes would come up to me and speak to me all the time, right? And I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? But I never know the joker's name.
I know the name, yeah.
I got it 50 times and never knew the person's name, Joe. Still to this day, I knew them 30 years, don't know their name. That shit's crazy, man. But I definitely think if they give us a concrete date, it would definitely be a different you can't help but the rumors and false information being spread if the promoters and if the runners or those that's in charge of this fight not giving us concrete information. What do you expect?
I mean, yeah, they talking in code, and you know what I mean. Exactly. You got people tweeting in code, and this is just like, man, people gonna run with their own narratives and run with their own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they need to come out, make it happen, man. Make it work. Because everybody's waiting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are.
Everybody
man.
Geek for the fight already. Like you said last one, they don't have to build nothing up. I mean, I'm at a point now where it's like I think they could do it in like 4 weeks. 3-4 weeks.
Still a classic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
And they could sell what they're gonna sell. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't a joint that need 8-week build up and 1,000 city tours. You know what I'm saying? You probably do 1 or 2 press conferences and call it quits on the promo side. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
The fight gonna sell itself, man. So they need to get it together, man. Whenever it happened. I do believe Espinoza when he say it's a lot of misinformation because I mean, the information has been all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You
It has.
hearing this one day, you hearing something else the other day, you hearing this, something else another day. You know, so but I mean, as we can say now, since it's Wichita, we heard from a source of ours that we heard next year as well, way before it came out.
Yeah, that's
so,
facts.
I mean, them rumors they surfacing from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Espinoza got illegal.
Hey.
Or maybe it is going to go down, but we'll see. We'll see, man.
To the deal, like you say, I'm with you, Sean. Until the deal is signed and you give us a concrete date, you're gonna constantly hear different rumors, different conspiracy theories, because it's starting to be. I mean, it's like, you got the fighters fight of the world. This is a dream fight for us boxing fans. And of course, we know that the Tank and Garcia, and Tank fight will be much bigger in numbers because of the numbers sales to people. But in terms of us sitting down seeing the quality of skill levels of two gladiators fight, we want to see Spence versus Crawford. We want this fight. Give us a date. That's all we ask for. Sign and fix any little negotiation issues. Please get it resolved so we can move forward and focus on promoting the fight, booking our tickets, getting our money ready for our hotel rooms and everything, etc., so we can be a part of history. I mean, so give us a date, man. Give us a date. That's all we ask for.
Hey, I'm with you. Just set it up, get it going. But in other news, this is hot off the presses. I think we had a chance to talk about this before. But we brought it up a little bit. But Conor Benn, man, it just broke that he's being investigated for a second drug violation earlier this year for clomiphene.
Wow.
And if he's found guilty, he could be banned from the sport for over 4 years.
Wow.
What you think about this whole situation? Even the first thing, it's rough, man. The sport it's already hurting. You know what I mean? With fights not being made, and got other people who have been caught using illegal stuff too. But this was a big fight for the UK, at least. You know what I'm saying? And to be tainted and have it tainted, to taint the sport like this, man. What's your thoughts on that?
These guys, man, they depend on these extra vices and things of that nature. Is just a disgrace to the sport of any professional sports, whether it's boxing, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, golf, and I can keep going on. If you're using anything to help you, you're not who you are. If you defeat someone with using the same stuff that you had to get help with, you are not a champion. Mm-hmm. That's just the bottom line. Stop cheating yourself. And then don't cheat your opponent. If you can't beat him, you can't beat him. You don't have the physical abilities to beat you. You might have to work harder. And working harder does not require extra stimulants to make you get better.
Okay.
That's this profession. This is a sport. Your father. I don't know. I know he didn't use any at that time. I don't think they had any knowledge of him using anything to hurt anybody. So that's not the point I'm making. He hurt somebody very badly. And you know how brutal this sport is. This man is blind and he's deaf.
I was just watching that fight.
From a back of the head shot. Crazy. One of the best fighters. I love to watch that man fight. He was my favorite fighter, man.
Yeah, Rock McClellan, man.
One of my favorite fighters because he could hit. So you using if this is true, you are a disgrace to your family and the sport of boxing, and you should be banned for life. Knowing the difficulties and how brutal this sport is, your father had to deal with that with having to pay for certain things for that guy out of guilt. You understand what I'm saying? So you sitting around cheating yourself ain't doing nothing but create more danger to this sport. Because people can die, go blind, as you see, as you bear witness to. Deaf. This man is deaf and blind. His son, whose father wasn't able to raise him, was a criminal in the streets. Decided to box. Think he's boxing now. He got one of his sons is boxing now. No guidance because his father's, unable to do such. But you want to sit around and take substances that are illegal that could cause more harm to someone, possibly take their life away.
And cheat the sport that gave you the life that you got.
Exactly, man. So come on, brother. My brother from across the pond. Come on, man. Come on, my brother from across the pond. We don't have to cheat anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. 4 years.
4 years is not enough. I'm gonna be honest with you, Sean. 4 years,
honestly, yeah. But you think about it. 4 years. He's 26 now. He'll be 30 by the time. Then what? 4 years being away, is he still could do something in 4 years, but it's not. He won't have as long to really get the way he gotta be. That's right. I'm just saying, it's not worth.
What is the investigation
losing 4 years of your career, losing 4 years of pay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not worth it, bro.
What is the investigation stating that? What is their claims on this situation? Is it the trainer doing this to him? Is it because that's what the fighters and the football players and the tennis players, all of those use those. My trainer and he gave me something I didn't know what it was and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Put something in my drink or whatever. What is their story behind this?
I don't think they came out with a story yet.
Okay.
I don't know if you can come up with a story for that stuff. Clomiphene, it's a women's drug.
Okay.
But I think they they heard they use it to boost sperms count or whatever.
Okay.
As well.
Okay.
But in the industry, it's known they use it to when they take roids and it's used to come off of it to wean off of it so it don't mess your body up. Your body don't get.
Oh, so what is happening from what it sounds like to me, Sean, what sound like to me, sees is they was using this stuff probably in advance in the past of early this year. Yeah. And they trying to wean themselves off of it to get back.
Yeah, they use it to wean off of the roids. So roids don't, because roids, if you just pop up off of it, somehow I guess they mess up your body. I don't know. I never used it. If you look at me and see me in person, you can tell I ain't never used roids a day in my life.
Hey, I don't even know where to get it from.
But yeah, but see, I heard they use it to wean off of it so your body don't get all jacked up. And in the medical industry, it's used to boost sperm count, and it's also like some kind of women's something.
Okay, so it sounds like more of a
weird stuff.
It sounds like it's a drug that creates a testosterone issue, like it lowers testosterone.
It might raise it. It might raise it.
Oh, it raises it. You think, or it seems like
because it say
in there.
Yeah, like estrogen. But then it wouldn't raise your sperm count. So maybe they don't. Maybe I'm just wrong with the women's thing. Maybe they.
Yeah.
Might be
sperm count. It sound like more of a male.
I might have heard that they use it for boobs, like for man boobs. And
Okay,
I might have heard boobs and just started thinking
now
about
when you use it for man boobs, then now that's maybe sound more like a testosterone.
It don't,
Testosterone.
because popping off the roids that you won't get the man boobs. That's what
I got you. I see what's going on. So it's all about it's definitely doing something with the
testosterone levels.
Testosterone or the hormone levels. It's doing something with the hormones, if anything. So
don't mind me. When I hear boobs, I think of women. I'm sure.
They're the ones supposed to have them. I thought. No, we ain't supposed to have them. That's another topic, though, man.
So fast.
Yeah.
I'm about to cut that out.
What?
Yo.
Yeah, we having those slight technical difficulties for 1 second. Bear with us. Yeah, one technical difficulties for 1 second, Sean. But yeah, that's definitely an issue that we must address, man. The cheating is definitely off. It's no good for our sport. I don't think I don't know why this guy decided to cheat. If he did, and sees, I really think, man, it's a disgrace, man. But I'm ready to move on to the next topic because I'm getting pissed off, man.
I feel you. Shit, man, my mic just bloop came off top the joint.
Oh, man,
Lord. Nah, I pulled the joint out.
Okay, I got you. It's all good.
But now we got a journalist from the boxingscene.com named Lyle Fitzsimmons. Make sure you get the name Lyle Fitzsimmons.
Damn.
He stated that Deontay Wilder is not a Hall of Famer.
Excuse me. It's not a Hall of Famer.
That's a big statement for him to say that Wilder is not a Hall of Famer. He stood on it, man.
Man, damn. That's a bold statement, man. I'm not a big, and those that know me, I'm very critical of Deontay Wilder, right? I'm very critical of him, but I can't take away the fact that this man, that right hand will have your ass paralyzed. And the amount of knockouts, his record alone is Hall of Fame level record all by itself. There's no heavyweight that had that knockout ratio since Mike Tyson, and his wasn't even that precise. That man got only about two of his fights, 2 or 3 or 4 of his fights was not knockouts. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, he'd get you out of there. So, man, this gentleman, whoever your name is, Lionel, am I saying it right, Sean? Lionel?
Yeah, he got 42 wins, 41 knockouts.
42 wins, 41 knockouts. Come on, what the hell? That's 99.5% knockout ratio. My mathematics is way off, but 90 something. Yeah.
It's 90 something, yeah.
90 something.
95 plus.
So Mr. Lionel, am I saying his name right? Lionel? Lionel, you don't know shit about boxing, buddy. That's all I can say. You don't know shit about boxing, as the late Mr. Mayweather would state. Roger Mayweather would say, you don't know shit about boxing. Rest in power to Roger Mayweather. Those are his exact words, and those are the words that you're going to get today. Because that young man, with the skill and the less time that he did boxing, done an excellent performance and outcome to put himself in the position he is. That man started boxing at the age of what, 18 years old? Am I correct? Am I getting the numbers right?
Yeah,
You can fact check me. It was late 18, 17, 18, 19 round that frame. That is a late bloom in the sport of boxing. And for him to become Olympian as well as a world champion with 49 knockouts, 48, 49 knockouts. Come on now. That is spectacular. With no skill, no boxing fundamentals, and was able to do what he do. I take my hat off to that young man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely a Hall of Fame in my books. Just by that alone.
Yeah. I'm go by what he's saying. I think he's basically trying to say he's really putting so much emphasis on those losses to Fury. So it says, and is what you call it, I quote what he say. He's not the best heavyweight in the world based on the results against Fury. In fact, he's probably not even the second base in the recent accomplishments of ex-cruiserweight king Alexander Usyk. And despite what he's claimed in the Hellenius run-up, he's certainly not an immortal either. So I think he's putting a lot in that Fury thing, and I would guess that the guy is more like a UK-based, you know what I mean, journalist or whatever.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
To think that Usyk is, but full of shit. Hang with him. But
that's the thing I don't like about those guys over there, over across the pond, man. They try to water down our fighters, man. And we tend to do the same thing here sometimes. But come on now, this is the granddaddy of boxing right here. It's over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the place to come to get what you want. So all that watering down, man, he'll beat Anthony Joshua and any of them other UK punks over there. No, I'm not calling UK punks. I'm talking about the fighters over there.
He beat them all.
He'll beat all of them. I ain't talking about. They're not punks because they are in a brutal sport where they putting their lives on the line. But you ain't going to insult us over here either, buddy.
I can tell you, I can't beat him, but he can.
I probably could.
I can't beat him. I mean, I probably could. I might be able to catch one of them with a slick one, but
yeah. I probably get one of them. I get a couple of them up out of there.
Get one of them with a slick, little lucky shot, little Rockman action.
Damn! Don't let that 40-something-year-old man beat the hell out of you, man.
But nah, man.
Just joking.
Yeah.
Just joking. I ain't getting
I know, right?
News, man.
Don't come look for me, mate.
You steal me, I'm stealing you back. I'm from Southeast now. I'm gonna hit you with a chair.
I'm gonna pick up a brick. I'm gonna treat you like Craig did Debo.
Exactly. It's all good though, man.
But
it's all
man,
fun games.
I think I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer, man. He's got the accolades already, and like I always said, man, him and Fury was the best two guys in this generation, you know. And I still part of me wants to still say they still 50-50s, like, you know what I mean? I think maybe you give an edge to Fury because Fury's size or whatever. So you might say it's like a 60-40, 55. But I think, shoot, man, all them fights were close and pretty good classic matches, you know what I mean, until the ends. So, like, they were all good fights. And I think they all, like, Wilder didn't disappoint in none of them. You just didn't believe that he lost. You know what I'm saying?
But don't get me wrong, I'll take some things back. Like, I want to take this back first while I'm sitting around thinking. Fury is the best heavyweight, point blank. Nobody's beating Fury. I don't care who it is. Wilder is not able to beat him because of the skill level and the fundamentals that man has. And I can understand the arrogance too, because you got Lennox Lewis, who is from there as well, who and we had a discussion about this. Lennox Lewis, in our opinion, we both agreed upon this season. Myself, Lennox Lewis, the greatest heavyweight that ever did it. That's what we still believe. That we're not going to change our saying for that. So I understand the arrogance of that writer. Excuse me for calling them punks, but I do believe our greatest heavyweight is from England. You know what I'm saying? Who fought for Canada.
Yeah.
And also now lives in Jamaica. So, but he's still our greatest heavyweight ever, in my opinion. That won't change. Fury is top 5 greatest heavyweight of all time, in my opinion, just because of his size, skill level. I put him in the top 5 greatest heavyweights of all time right now as a current champion. That's the truth. Wilder is still a Hall of Fame fighter. Yeah. With the accomplishments that he has done thus far. To be able to knock out so many people as heavyweight, I don't care, as a professional boxer, to get you up out of there, it's an art. That's an art. It's Hall of Fame worthy.
Sure, people think because somebody took a loss to another great fighter, like, come on now, if that's the case, what, Ali, Frazier, Foreman, none of them being Hall of Fame.
Mike Tyson, everybody. Come on now.
Took a loss to a great fighter.
He lost to one, and he came back and beat the hell out of the dudes, but he still lost to him.
I mean, low key, what? Only Floyd had been in the Hall of Fame, and
Kawasaki, Rocky Marciano. That's it. He don't get a lot of credit. Kawasaki don't get a lot of credit either, man. He's an underrated great man.
What he did to Lacey hurt my heart.
Lacey couldn't even get a punch off.
He hurt my heart, bro.
He's an underrated great as well.
Man, he's a bad boy.
He beat a lot of top dogs, man. He beat Bernard Hopkins. He beat Roy Jones. Man, I can keep going on. He beat everybody. He might have been in a prime, but some was out of their prime, but some was. So what? He beat him. I still consider him a great fight as well. So what's next on the list, brother?
Man, we got your boy Floyd. Money Mayweather now, right? Got Floyd and Conor McGregor. They're rumored to have a 2-fight deal. 2 fights, 1 MMA, 1 boxing, for $1.5 billion.
Wow.
So, and this report's coming from Yahoo. So, took a little more credence. So I'm like, okay, maybe they, but man, what you think about it, man? You think that's even a possibility? You think that's even something that could happen?
Yeah, man. If it based upon the numbers of those 2 guys in terms of marketing and popularity, I can see it being a $1 billion fight. And like you said, we talked about earlier, we said, especially if it's in Saudi Arabia, it's definitely within reach of being a $1 billion fight. And and I think you were saying it was going to be 2 of them, right? Am I correct?
Nah.
Okay. I don't want
2 fights, 1 MMA and 1 boxing. First one going to be boxing, and second.
Please, Floyd Mayweather. Please stay away from that MMA stuff. We don't do that, man. We don't know how to do that. That's not in our setup, bro, man. That's not
the
in our
setup, man.
Come on, Floyd. He gets you on the ground and choke you out. It's over, man.
It's over.
Now you got a punch his chance too, knocking his ass out too. But
he ain't, man. If I was him, I'm coming out in the ring and I'm just dropping.
If I'm him, I'm coming out. I'm gonna hit him with 5 punches and try to get his ass out of there off the break.
If I'm McGregor, I'm walking to the middle of the ring and I'm just flopping down. Come on down here, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna try to jump on his ass.
He let you jump on him, but once he gets you down there, it's over.
I'm talking about one of those type of like jumps or something. But
Floyd better try to stomp him out. Give him that old hood treatment.
Don't even waste your time doing that stuff, Floyd.
Stay away.
Don't waste your time. You the A fight. You still an A. You still an A. Still on the A side. So now if you're on the A side, Get that shit on out of the deal. If you like your legacy, let it go.
Man, because that'll be an LU.
That's gonna be the L on the MMA side, and you don't want that.
You ain't gonna be like somebody
be the worst MMA fighter. Don't even waste your time with that.
Yeah, but if I was Floyd, I wouldn't. I'd be like, look, let's just do 750.
All right, man, I'm with that
for the one fight.
Keep it fighting.
But yeah, I was thinking the numbers might be tough because I mean, at first, I thought I didn't realize it was 2 fights, but 1.5 billion still a lot when you think about are people going to be as invested in it because of the way the first match went. And then I realized how they going to try to spin it, right? So rumors are they want to put the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight to lead the undercard for it. And I'm assuming that if they can pull that off, then that will help generate the money they need for it. But at the same time, that's a main event and a whole card by itself. So it's like, are Tank and Ryan taking the short end? You know what I'm saying? Like they taking undercard pay for what could be a major.
I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I like the fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd. That's okay. That's a money maker. Why wouldn't I try to make me $500 million?
Never matter.
I don't like the Tank and Garcia fight being on that card. That dilutes their greatness. That's not fair to them. You know what I'm saying? They also deserve a spot at trying to break records that those guys created. Mm-hmm. Let's see what those numbers could do by itself. Come on, Floyd. Gervonta Tank Davis don't need to be on an undercard with anything you're doing no more.
On no undercard.
That's over. You did that in the beginning of that man's career. Those guys do not need to be on none of your undercards. They are A-class, top-notch fighters. And I mean, Floyd, you can't get me to say nothing bad about him, man. I respect him as a boxer. He is the GOAT, the greatest boxer of all generations, in my opinion, based on lifestyle, based on business, based on skills, all the above. The respect of the sport, I give it to Floyd. But this right here, I think this Gervonta Tank Davis deserves his own chances of seeing how great he is. The same thing with Garcia. He deserves his chance of proving how great they are. They don't need to be on your undercard, man. You can put Boots Ennis and all them up-and-coming fighters on the undercard with you, man. But right now, those guys are pay-per-view type fighters. Yeah. Boots is on his way. 2 fights from now, Boots will be a pay-per-view fighter.
And low key, that'll be a good look to have Boots I will put Boots on that undercard just to try to raise him as that main event guy.
Exactly.
Pay-per-view guy. Like that's what you need to do. You got a cash cow in Tank. Why would you ever put a cash cow on an undercard?
That makes no sense in my opinion.
That's bad business. And now if that's true and that's what he want to do, then you see, I understand why Tank gun had beef and going around.
Yeah, exactly. Because he probably heard that. He probably heard some of that type of stuff and made him upset. Like, man, what you doing, man? I don't want to be on that shit.
I'm not gonna be on no undercard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was trying to get this thing in December. Now it's like, you know what I mean?
Right. You put me on. He's tired of that. He's done with that. So he's ready to headline his own, man. He's ready.
Now he coming out saying, man, I ain't signing nobody. Like,
right. Damn.
But yeah, man.
So who knows? This could be why he's upset. It might not be, but who knows? But he deserves his own spotlight. He deserves his own chances of trying to compete. Because now, you get so good at a point in your era, you be competing against other eras. Before he done it, before he do it now. Competing against other eras, man. This man's competing against our era, the eras that we came from.
Yeah.
So let the man compete on his own. He's ready. You still a man that's making it happen. Just put him on his own card. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I say, man. You know, I respect you, man, but I don't think Tank and Garcia they don't need you guys to sell a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe
wouldn't think
is it that you're trying to sell your fight?
So now I'm wondering, right? What if hey yo, I just came up with the greatest idea. What if they put Tank and Ryan on the undercard, Spence and Crawford on the undercard, and have Floyd and McGregor just be the ones making the 1.5 billion? And they gonna say they sold the joke, but then you got Tank and Ryan, Spence and Crawford. That's gonna sell them. That might be able to help get the Saudis money back.
That would upset boxing fans because they would be forced.
Nah, they wouldn't upset boxing fans. It wouldn't dilute. Nah, it wouldn't upset the fans because shoot, now we only got to pay one pay-per-view for all three of these fights. Like we ain't got to pay it in separate. You know what I'm saying? Pay-per-view. The fans will love it now. Money-wise, that
it takes away the special. It takes out
bad business.
It takes out how special it is. The main event is a special place, to get there.
Oh yeah, it dampens the fights. It dampens the fights, but I mean, shoot. As a fan, I'm like, well, at least we get it all for the same. But I'm joking with it. I don't think they want to do it. I know. But I mean, we are hearing rumors that PBC don't have that kind of bread right about now to really put on these fights that people want. You know what I'm saying? And I did a little thing the other day, this a little while ago, but went back 5 years, right? And counted the PBC cards. You know what I mean? So this was before last weekend, though. So this is before the fights that just went on. So at that point, before last weekend, PBC had, in 2018, they had 22 cards.
Wow.
Right? In 2019, they had 29 cards at that point in the year, right? In 2020, it was 18. That was the pandemic year, right? So everything shut down from March till August. And still up to that point, last week, they had 18 cards. In 2021, they had 24 cards. And in 22, this year, they had 15 and 16 now because of the one this weekend. But they had 16 cards for the year. They don't have too much longer to go, right? And 18, when they had 22 at this point, they ended with 25 cards. They had a slow end of the year. In 19, they ended with 36. They had 29 and they ended with 36. And 20, the pandemic year, they had 18 and they were just getting it in every week at the end of the year. They ended with 29. 11 more cards. 21, the same thing, 11 more cards at the end of the year. This year is nothing signed, like nothing up. It's what you got this week. You got the Wilder joint. Then you got I think another fight just got booked, but they'd be hard pressed to pass 20 this year, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
and number wise, you can see that the numbers are drastically low this year for fight cards on the PBC side. So there might be some prudence in that. PBC struggling with the bread convo, you know what I mean, to put on these fights. So that's why I made that joke, because I'm like, maybe they ain't got the money. They're gonna try to get the Saudis to pay for it all.
Could be. I mean, oh man, those numbers you gave definitely had a pattern of going down. Yeah. And I'm rooting for PBC because it's brother on badly. Side, so
badly, yeah.
And one thing I do notice that ESPN and Top Rank have been doing some. They kind of like switch roles. It seems like a lot of talents going over to Bob and that whole Top Rank thing lately. I'm trying to figure out why. What is it about Top Rank that's making these new fighters? But I can understand they all in the same little clique and crew. Those guys,
Yeah, well, Top Rank got the smaller guys too, though. A lot of the smaller guys are jumping over.
All them guys train out there in Alexandria. All those guys, the Shakur and all them, they all train out there, and they all end up seem like running to Top Rank. So that's what it seems like. So it could be everybody following their homies, you know what I'm saying? And that's the pattern that's happening. And we're seeing this string of raw talent go that way. PBC still got raw talent, but these guys, they grew into that. Some of them, you know, over time, Spence and Sean Porter and Garcia and Lamont Peterson and all. And I remember when they all left Golden Boy, you know what I'm saying, it came over to the PBC side. And some great things were happening, especially because PBC was bringing a live boxing professionals to live TV on regular TV, on the live broadcasters on regular television, which was a wonderful thing for boxing. It did something to the sport. It got people paid. That's one thing that I do have to give PBC is they changed the culture of fighters, you know, in terms of paying them. Because I remember growing up, man, when my father was a trainer, you know what I'm saying, who was assistant trainer to Tom Browner, and during paydays, I mean, you do a pro card, man, you got about $200-300, man, as if you was an opening fighter. You get $200-300. Even if you fought on TV, you probably get about $6,000 to $10,000 back then to fight on TV or fight on ESPN back then. And some of the fighters getting about $10,000. That's still about the same now, $10,000. But then you got some guys, man. I mean, prime example. I watched Jared Hurd. I remember in 2015, I told him, I said, listen, man, you're going to be a world champion, and your job is to be a dominant. He can, you know, I wish I could call him right now. I'm sure he still remembers this. And you know, he was in the gym, and I was like, your job is to be a dominant world champion. But the point I'm trying to make is the man is very wealthy now. You know what I'm saying? He's a wealthy man. He's a wealthy, rich person. I remember when that guy was driving an old Honda, living at home with his mother, man, literally coming to the gym, struggling. Hadn't to wash the dishes and shit, man. Literally. PBC, he found a way to get tapes on his own of his fights. He was pushing them to PBC, and it was getting to those guys, man. And when they got it, they signed them. If it wasn't for him getting with PBC, he wouldn't be a wealthy man right now. Al Heyman cares about his fighters. Al Heyman finds a way to get them paid. So, of course, money's going to be funny because he ain't ripping everybody off. You know what I'm saying? So he's making his due diligence to make sure that a fighter doesn't retire broke. That's what I notice about Al Heyman. That's what I see from someone that was at our gym. He wasn't poor because he's from Accokeek, Maryland. You can't be but so poor in Accokeek, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about
he wasn't cake.
He wasn't cake. I'm talking about independently wealthy on his own. Like his father made a good living for them.
Yeah, they're nice middle class. Nice middle class.
So from what I know from the outside looking in, but from the perspectives of seeing what he has became into and turned into, it's by far like night and day. This man got he has a trucking company. I'm not trying to talk about nobody's money. I just know what the results of signing from PBC did for his life and how his growth is. That man ain't fought in a year? Almost. It's going on close to a year, and he's still like he living large, man. Still living large, man. Still living large. But that's the Al Heyman way of life, man. That's what he do to his fighters. Same thing with the Charlo brothers, man. They down there Even though the cost of living is way much cheaper to live, you could get a $200,000 house look like a millionaire.
Yeah.
So for them, he's still living. They eating good too, man. The list goes on, man. Like
you think about remember what Bud said to Earl, man. I'm trying to get some of that PBC money. Like,
he know about
They was wanting to bet. He said,
it.
man, I want some of that PBC money.
He understands. He knows his money over there. They money different. They money different on that side, man. And they get their fighters paid, man. Al Heyman, I think that's his formula. I think that's one of his formulas. Being a black man, of course, he ain't loud. He don't really boast and brag about the things that he do. He don't even give the media a chance to get a quote from him. So, which I love about him too is that he, usually we try to play that old out front role. This brother is playing behind the scenes, handling business, changing lives. You know what I'm saying? At the same token, you might lose a fight and still come out on top with PBC. So I mean, I understand. I get upset about little things that's happening now in terms of the Spence Crawford fight. That's far as I go. But Al Heyman is the greatest. Whatever. I mean, technically, he's not considered a promoter. One of the greatest managers, the greatest managers that have existed, in my opinion. Most of his fighters are not victims at the end of the day to this brutal sport. Most of those fighters are wealthy. Look, and another guy, Garcia, Garcia from Philly. Mikey Garcia. Danny Garcia. He eating too. I see him riding boats and yachts.
That was Mikey. That was Mikey on the boat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I seen Danny do the same thing too.
Danny living
recently. He did the same thing. I saw him get in his truck. He bought a new truck or something, man. He was going to shopping, buying diamonds and all this. But it's the PBC way, man. It's the PBC way. Floyd Mayweather.
That might be why they only fighting one time a year now. Yeah. Charlo, like, man, I'm good. I don't need to fight no more.
They at that point now. I think it was a group of them came when they first came. They came in a group. It was especially at that time. It was the 140 division.
Yeah, that's what they had.
They all came in that group, and that group was stacked. Man, you had the Lamar Peterson, Garcia, Spence. It was what's that guy named? The hard hitting guy from down there in South America.
Matisse.
Lucas Matisse, him. It was a group of them dudes, man, that was dominant, man, and that they all ate. That whole bunch ate. That whole bunch of guys got millions. I don't care if it's 1.2 million or 10 million. They got millions off that group, including Lamar Peterson. He done pretty well for himself as well. Lamar Peterson done pretty well for himself as well, man. So they all of that group came off from Al Heyman, man. That group, that they got paid. That's all I can say. I remember the days of you had to be Olympian to get some money back in the days when we was fighting, man. We thought there was no hope after you went pro if you didn't go to the Olympics. And not the new Al Heyman era. He's done some tremendous great things for them, man. Man, what's next, brother?
I just hope that he could get some of these guys more active, man. I want to see Boots fight, man. That's all I ask. I don't care about too much, man. I just want to see Boots fight, man. Boots ain't fought in a while. I'll get Boots. Let Boots have a fight, man. Yeah. But that's all we got, bro.
Yes, indeed, man.
That's it, man. Like we said Like we said earlier, man. October 15th, Maryland Live, man. Pull up. Please be in the building. If you still here, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep rocking out with us, man. Second Win Boxing Media, baby.
Peace.